Hello everyone, thanks for joining part 2 of the Microsoft Admin Portal session, and this is going to be an advanced level on what we discussed in the past session. I hope you guys were in with us, and if you're not, just watch the today's session and go back and watch the part 1 as well. Okay. And today we have our speaker who we had last time around, Joshua, who is a Microsoft certified trainer and who is going to be helping us better understand the Microsoft admin portal. And we'll have a lot of learning today. So before we get into the session, I wanted to share that the session is going to be recorded and you guys can watch it again whenever you want to recall it again or you missed out on any session. And that will be updated in our YouTube channel, and I will share that link in a bit. And secondly, there is certificate of participation to those to stay till the end. So at the end, I will share a form where you can fill out the form and just get the certificate of participation. So that's a main update regarding the session. I hope you guys will have a great learning today. And that's all from my side. And I will share all the link to the community. And if you want to be joining in the upcoming sessions. With that, I am done and over to Joshua to get started with the session.
Okay, thank you, Suraj. Thank you to the community. Hi, everybody. It's morning here in Nigeria, so I'll say good morning to everybody. I trust we are all doing fine. Happy weekend. Last time we looked at introduction to Microsoft 365 admin portal, right? We looked at the users, different methods of creating users, from the admin portal. That's the Microsoft 365 admin portal. We looked at different ways. We also used PowerShell. We created users from the Azure Active Directory or the Entra portal, and we also looked at how to create users using the CSV format. That is, you have a format in form of Excel. You add your users there and email addresses. You fill up, you kind of populate the cells, and then you upload it to Microsoft 365. And all the users you have there, no matter how many, depending on the limit, are uploaded to Microsoft 365. Right. We also looked at multi-factor authentication. Yeah, that's the two-step authentication, and some of us who are aware of um, the latest policies in Microsoft, right? Microsoft has disabled the basic authentication, which is just your username and password, right? So Microsoft has enabled the two-step or modern authentication just to guard against unauthorized access by unauthorized users, right? So Microsoft, like if you followed the session from beginning, I talked about how Microsoft is very keen on security, data protection, data privacy. Microsoft holds those in high esteem. So Microsoft is doing everything possible to guard and to safeguard your data, your information, and everything that is about you, your organization on Microsoft 365. So the only way you can get hacked is if you maybe through social engineering, you wrote your password on a paper and someone gets a hold of it, or maybe you registered on public websites and then you're using the same password for almost everything. Your password is cached on the browser, the likes, a lot of ways, or through spear phishing or through phishing, through spamming and the likes, right? So, but Microsoft is putting everything in place. Microsoft has put everything in place to ensure that we are 100%, if not 100%, safeguarded against bridges to all this. Yeah, that's what we looked at, how to basically use multi-factor authentication, what you know, what you are, and And yeah, the third one, yeah, so basically to ensure that your data, your account, your organization, because your organization, you might have been hearing me say organization, right? Your organization is represented on Microsoft 365. Your tenant is your organization, your cloud organization. Yeah, so all those actually what is contained in the Microsoft 365 multi-factor authentication, which we also looked at last week. Yeah, so without talking much, I would share my screen. Just give me a moment. I need to close out some things here. Share my screen and then ensure that we dive into today's session quickly. So I'll be sharing my screen. So please confirm you can see the blue screen. Is anybody confirming? Can you guys hear me? Okay, thanks, Chinwe. All right, so okay, yeah. So the quick recap I gave is on active users and how to create users, right? And then we looked at other things, like I said, multi-factor authentication. We looked at how to export users, how to reset password also. Yeah. So today I would continue with quickly. I would like to go through all these quickly so that we can have much more today. So I'll go to contact. Basically, contact are people that are outside of your organization. Yeah. Maybe you're an organization that supplies or that have vendors that supply some things to you, or you work with other external people, right? So you can have them on your tenant, on your Microsoft 365 portal as contact. So basically, contact are people outside of your organization that people within your organization would also like to find, basically. So you could add them from here, the Microsoft 365 admin portal. So let's say Suraj. I like using Suraj. Suraj is my friend. Suraj VV. And then I see Suraj VV at STY. Just give me a moment. Let me confirm. Okay. So, yep. Or let me just use Gmail. Let me use that. And then I can decide to hide this contact from my organization's global address list. So if I hide this contact will not be found, right, within my organization. I can decide to add other information here, and the location, the zip code, and every other thing. And then I can also decide to add a mail tip. And let's say this is a vendor that we work with regarding like or let me say this is our Microsoft 365 vendor. Yeah, so I click on add. Yeah, so allow 30 minutes for these changes to take effect. This contact has been added. Right, so while we're doing this, let me quickly also check here. So this is the Azure Active Directory, which has been renamed to Identity. And then if you look at the bottom, you would see that it leads you to Entra, right? So Entra ID, let me check from here also that this has replicated. Yeah. So like I said in the previous sessions, all your identities on Microsoft 365 are hosted on Azure Active Directory or Microsoft Entra. Identity, anything, it can be user mailboxes, it can be staff IDs, it can be anything, right? It can be printers, it can be anything that's an object can be hosted. All of them are hosted on Azure Active Directory or Microsoft Entra. So okay, let me check quickly.
Hey everyone, sorry about it. I think Joshua is just out disconnected with us. So let's wait till he is back. I think he should be back in a minute or two after the network is back.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, apologies. I've been speaking. I've been
Yeah, but
speaking.
oh,
I don't know
okay. So
what
it was
happened.
there is no screen share, nor we were able to see you. Um,
Oh, apologies. Apologies. I don't know what happened. I just discovered that I've not seen anybody again. So I was on contact, right? I don't know if you guys saw what I did on contact, how I created this contact. Suraj, did you see that?
yes,
Okay. All right. So you can create contacts. Like I said, contacts are for basically for people outside of your organization. So you can find them within your organization, right? So you can also create multiple contacts, and also the same way we created users. And like Suraj said earlier, if today is your first time or you missed out on the last session, you can go through the last session on the YouTube channel to see how we went about creating users step by step in the Microsoft 365 admin portal, and then using PowerShell, using Microsoft Entra. Yeah, so I was talking about guests when I discovered that I was no longer online. So guests are are also people outside of your organization. So basically, you can invite people to your organization. Like I explained earlier, your organization is represented on Microsoft 365. So inviting people into your Microsoft 365 organization so that you can collaborate. So for example, I am working with the Department of Defense, right? My organization is working with the Department of Defense, right? The Department of Defense would invite me as a guest into the Department of Defense Microsoft 365 tenant to collaborate. Maybe we're working on, let's say, supplies of of equipment or trucks, right? So I only have access to whatever resources they want me to have access to based on what we are working on. So you can invite Mr. A to Mr. B's Microsoft 365 portal to collaborate on things you are working on, to share resources. So that particular user only, or that invitee only have access to resources that was shared. You could create from here, basically, it redirects you back to the Microsoft Entra or Azure Active Directory. I'm saying Azure Active Directory because, as you can see here, this is the Entra portal, and as you can see here, this is the Azure Active Directory portal. So they are basically the same. However, Microsoft is moving away. Microsoft is, from what you can see, Microsoft has replicated everything here, so they are changing the name. So very soon, you might not be able to log into portal.azure.com. It would definitely redirect you back to entra.microsoft.com. Yeah, so immediately I clicked on add a guest user, it brought me here, right? So I can create a user. I can create a user. I can create um, um, an external user. So we're talking about a guest user rather. So I can invite a guest user to my organization, and then when the invitation is complete, that user gets an email that you've been invited to an organization. Click on this link to log in or access whatever resources has been shared with you in the organization, right? So let me clicking on invite user, right? So if I click on create user, I'm talking about the normal process we went through last week. But invite user, this is how I invite a user, right? Let's say I invite Suraj again, and then Suraj is vv@java.com, and then the first name is Suraj vv, and then Suraj, kindly work on this document as discussed. Because this email, I don't know if it exists, you might not see it, but when I send it out, um, if it exists, this person will get the email, right? I could also do some other things here. Let's say I want to block signing. I don't want this person to be able to sign in. I want to set a usage location. I want to add some other information. I can also decide to assign a manager that this person will work with from my organization, right? And then we are good to go. So all I need to do is click on invite, and then you see inviting user at the top right here. This user gets an invitation, and then this user uh, is invited. So let's wait for this to quickly finish. Let's do something. Refresh. Okay, let me use one of my accounts. Should I? Okay. Yeah, let me try one of my accounts on my phone. Let me see. one of my emails. I say J. Just bear with me. Come. All right, I don't need every other thing. Let me invite. But this email is not opened here. Just bear with me, please. I just want to show you this quickly so that you can really get what I'm saying. All right, let's see which of my account is here. Okay, so I'm coming back here. I'm here, right? So let me send this invite. Okay, successful. Let me close this. Let's refresh here. Okay, J. So let's wait. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Yeah, Joshua invited you to access applications within the organization, right? And it shows the sender, the organization, and the domain name. So I talked about security earlier, so please only act on this email if you trust this person. All I need to do is click on this account. So let's click and let's see what happens. Okay. Sorry. Let me copy this. Okay, next. I have to do some other things, and I click on stay signed in. So as you can see, login.live. So this is definitely, yeah, a Gmail account, a live account. I click on accept, permission requested by this organization. I click on accept, and then I should be good to go. Can you see at the top here, it redirects me to the Active Directory, right? And then I can see this for now. Yeah, other things has not been shared with me. So let's go back. Let's come back here. Let me show you something here. I hope you can still hear me, right? So let's come back here. This is a guest user. So let's come back to active user. I want to show you something here real quick. So let's see. Can you see J? Are you guys still with me? If you can hear me, if you can see my screen, please thumbs up. I'm not seeing any thumbs up. Is it that you can't see my screen, you can't hear me? All right, thanks, Krisa. Thank you. All right, so as you can see, this user has been added to my tenant as an external user. And then how do you know external users or a guest user? You see the hash sign and capital EXT, right? So this user is a guest user to my organization. Another way I can add a guest user to my organization is to say I can do that through Teams. Teams is actually the easiest, right? Just create a channel and add that user into that channel, and then that person is good to go. Basically, that person is good to go, and then that person is added to your organization as a guest. Okay, so this is my work Yeah, so choose this to bring my work account out. Okay, yeah, sure. This is my test tenant. So I can decide to say I have some teams here, like groups, for better understanding. Yeah, but for this now, I can decide to add, let's go to this design group. I can decide to add someone to this group, right? And then add a member. And let's say I add my other account. Yeah. Yeah, add this as a guest. So let me do something again so that you can see. So you would see that automatically it brings this out as add as a guest, right? I select this and I click on add. Okay, it's adding. And then this person has been added. I click on close. So when I go back here and I refresh my screen, yeah, I refresh my screen. Can you see? Can you see this user has also been added as a guest? So you can add users, guest users to your organization basically so that they can collaborate on certain stuff. And then for them to be able to use Teams, right? You need to come to the Teams portal to allow guest access and external access, right? So this is also very, very important, especially when it comes to Teams. So I might have to look for this. So please bear with me. Yeah, external other users, manage users, guest access, external access. Yeah. So guest access is on. If I turn it off, you can invite guest users, especially to use Teams. And then external access also. So this is also very tricky. I would talk about that. Let me just quickly say something about this external access. So you see for now it's selected to allow all external domains, right? So it means that all domains can be allowed. However, if I select specific external domains, it's only the domains I specify here that my organization, my tenant, my Microsoft 365 Teams tenant or whatever it is, it's only those domains I can communicate with. Every other domain outside what is listed here cannot be communicated to. So it's very depending on your security structure in your organization, right? You can decide to do that, but it's always advisable you leave it at all because expansion is continuous, right? You can always expand to accommodate more. But if you are security tight like DoD, DOJ, and all those things, you have to have this set, right? So apologies for the digression. So let's come back here. So we're done with the guest users, right? And then I spoke about deleted users the other day. When you delete a user, it's here. The first stage, it's here for 30 days. After 30 days, it's automatically purged. That is, it's moved away from here, and then you cannot recover the user. You cannot recover the data associated with that particular account, right? So you can always see. Sometimes you say, "Oh, this user, this user was here before. Now I can't see that user." You can always check them out here. Sometimes you delete a user and then you're trying to create that same user again, and then you're getting errors, right? You can always come back to your deleted users here, either to restore the users or delete the one that is here to create a new one. So cool. Let's go to teams, groups, active teams and groups. So remember I showed you my teams here, and then all this here. Like I said, you can call them a group just for easy understanding, but they are called teams. So what you need to know is all the services in Microsoft 365 are kind of interconnected. When I create a team, it creates a group, and then it subsequently creates a SharePoint site for me, right? So as you can see here, these are teams. They were created here. However, they are also, as you can see, Microsoft 365 groups. They are also Microsoft 365 groups. As you can see here, it's selected at the top here. However, they are also teams, or yeah, teams in teams, team in teams, right? They are teams basically. So they are also Microsoft 365 group. So let me quickly show you what I said about is to also create a SharePoint site. So let's see that quickly so that we can understand. Keeps redirecting. Sorry for that. My browsers are cached, so I need to clear a lot of them. So you see all of them here, all company. Let me reduce this so that we can see. Sorry. So you can see here all company, digital initiative, Mark 8 project, MSFT, retail, sales, marketing, US sales. So create a group, it creates a team, it creates a SharePoint site. You create a team, it creates a group, it creates a SharePoint site. So they are all interconnected, basically. All right, so coming back here, groups, we've spoken about, I don't know, yeah, Microsoft 365 groups basically are for collaboration. The last time I spoke about the recipients in Microsoft 365, where we looked at different types of recipients, user recipient, resource recipient, collaboration. Under collaboration, that's where you have the Microsoft 365 groups. Basically, these are groups based on specific functions you'd like to do. Let's say for the retail or for the marketing department, you want to have a group for just the marketing department so that you can easily disseminate information, you can collaborate on files, and even within the groups, right, you can create you can go further to kind of have as you can see here, you can go further to kind of have some other channels, right? It can be security channels that, okay, only those that have um, that are added to this channel. I don't want it to be open to everybody. It can be private. It has to be private. So only those that are added to this channel have access to this channel. So these are basically meant for collaboration, and also it kind of gives you can include security into it so that information that is meant for the C level is not disseminated to the subordinate, right? So there are some information that is only available to the C-level guys, the CEO, the COO, the CCO, and the likes, right? And then information for this particular department should not be accessed by the guys from the IT, from the marketing, from the sales. So like that, like that, like that. So that's why we have all these groups in place. And then, like you see, they have emails. Emails can be sent to them. So let's click on this. Let's see if we can quickly do some settings. So you have members here, you can add owners, you can add members, you can add site visitors, right? And then settings, you can decide to say, I don't want anybody outside of the organization to email this group, right? And then I can say, okay, I want people outside the organization to email this group. I can decide to change it to private again, or I can also select that every email that is sent to this group should also land in individual mailboxes, the members mailboxes also. So it lands in the group mailbox and also in the individual's mailbox, right? And then, like I said, the SharePoint, this is where sharing comes into place. You can decide to say this can be shared with new and existing guests, or just existing guests, or only people within your organization. You can also set sensitivity that is done in a different portal, right? So this is basically about the Microsoft 365 groups. Yeah. So for the and then you can add you can add a team from here. Yeah, you can add a team from here. Let's say Java. Okay, let's say owners, let's say Joshua. Next, members, let's say Adele. Teams, let's say Satyava. At my domain, public, yeah, I want it to be public. I click on add, and then we should see it's created. So let's come back here quickly. Let's come back here. Let's see. I'm gonna see it at the bottom here. So automatically it gets added. And then I can decide to add channels, more channels. So for the Satyava community, I can decide to have Azure channel, M365 channel, AI channel, and the likes. So let's create a quick one. Azure. Yep, add. I have Azure. I can create another one and say M365. And then only people I can, yeah, let me put this as private. And then this is just for kind of collaboration. So you don't have everybody join all the groups at once, right? So as you can see, it has a key here. So for the Azure guys, this is their channel. This is where they communicate and collaborate. As you can see, there are files here. You can share files. So for the post, you can start a post and say Azure, let's say Azure network, and then hi network guys. Dismiss this post. Yeah, and then I can decide to reply. I can decide to add a file, right? Let's see. So I add this file, and then I post, right? So this file appears here. If I go to file, the file should show here. Yeah, this is it. And then I can then decide to upload more. I can decide to organize by folder and the likes and the likes and the likes and the likes. Yeah, so we're not talking about teams now. Okay, so you can add a team from here. You can add a Microsoft 365 group from here. So quickly, let me show you. This keeps redirecting here, right? Okay, not here. Apologies. Let me quickly show you something before I go forward. Click on SharePoint. Okay, this is it. Nice. Active site. So you should see the Satyava here. Can you see? So just to show you that they are all interlinked. So you can create a group same way, give it a name, test. You go select assign owners, and let's say Chris Green is the owner of this. I can decide to leave it without a member for now and say test DDD. So because I have some other tests before, it's going to give me an error, right? So that's why I added the, you give it a unique name. I can decide to make it public or private. And then I click on next. I click on finish. Yeah, so that group appears here, test. It appears here. If I come back here, I should also see that here as so it's not going to show. Yeah, it's not going to show. So let me show you why. So it does not have a team status here. So it's not going to show in teams. It's not going to show in teams until I make it I can try to give it a team status, or I create it directly from teams and it shows here. So for distribution group, so it's a kind of group that is created where you don't want to, in organizations, in large organizations, you add everybody to this group so that when the CEO or when a newsletter wants to go out, right, you just send it to this distribution group. It can be called distro, and then every member of the group gets the email instead of typing an email and then adding everyone one after the other. So that is cumbersome and tiring, right? So you could just create a distribution group and then add everybody in the organization or in that department to the distribution group HR, and then owners Alex, members, let's say Adele, I can decide to add my external user too, right? Adele and all this, and then I click on next. I say distro HR. Yeah, I want people outside the organization to send email to this, and then I click on create group. So everybody, if I send an email to this, distro, everybody that is added here as members gets the email. So it can be, you have Adele here, so let's do something then. Let me quickly do something. I just want to show you everything so that you know that everything is real. Might take much time, but let me show you something. While that is opening, let me log in here. Okay. So new email. I'll paste it. Sorry. So what is the name of that group? So the name is this. The distro rather. Distribution group. This. Testing. Shit. Testing. Okay. I sent. Right. I hope I don't get error, but let me go back here. I can't remember the access to the password for this user. It's very long. My God, let me just copy that. Okay, I come back here. Oh, let me do this first. Right, quickly sign in here. Okay. Enter password. It's not accepting it. Okay, so I need to reset the password then. So let's see. So let's see. This is good. All right. So I come back here and type this. Right. Oh, so I have to register for. Multi-factor authentication. So this is gonna take my time back. I'll choose a different one. This is gonna take my time, but I would love to show you this. Honestly, I would love to show you this. Let's come back here. Let me quickly show you. What is, so when you get such stuffs as registering, you get, basically you get the MFA stuff, and then you get you have 10 days, 14 days to set up MFA. You can always come to security default to disable them. So let me disable this, but I might have to to sign out again. Let me close this quickly. I would really love to show you this. That's why I'm taking my time to do this. Adele. Sorry, I have to come here because I really cannot remember the domain. So the beauty with in private is that when you close it out, everything resets. Yes, so KPT. So I hope, yeah. So I don't have that. Yeah, I've disabled that. So let me go to. So I've disabled my multi-factor authentication, basically, and that is not good. But for the purpose of this session, I'm doing that actually. So can you see? This is what I want to show you. So the message, the email that was sent to the distribution group got delivered. Can you see to distro got delivered? So this is what I actually wanted to show you. So let's move ahead then. Okay, so then we have policies. We could we have different policies, meeting policies. All these policies can be managed in the Teams admin center. A lot of them can be managed here. Meeting policies, you can see a lot of meeting policies here, and then you can actually, people in your organization, you can actually manage them from the Teams live captions. All these are policies you need to manage from the Teams admin center. So you know how to get to the Teams admin center. You come down here, click on Teams, you get here, and then you see a lot of other things you need to do here, and then you can carry out your other stuff. So we are not talking about Teams today. Yep, so let's go back. So basically, as you can see for me, there are Teams policies, meeting policies, Teams policies. So meeting is also under Teams. Yeah, so the next is deleted group. So if I delete a group, let me come back to users. Let me do something. Let me delete this user and J, external users. Let me delete them. Show you. So sometimes you're not able to delete them from here. You can also do that from, can you see? They are here. So after 30 days, if I don't restore them, they are automatically gone. And then this is what we call soft delete, because you can still recover them. I can proceed to say I want to do hard delete to totally purge. You know how you do control delete? Is it shift delete here on your Windows? You can also do that here, and then they're totally purged, right? Totally deleted from your tenant. So same way with groups. If I come here and say, let me delete this group, delete group, it should show here. It should show here. Did I? Yeah, it's showing here. So shared mailboxes. I spoke about shared mailboxes as a recipient type under the user recipient. Basically, as the name implies, it's a mailbox that is shared with 2 or more persons, right? We can decide to say the IT department has or is having its own email and say it@setaba.com. So all the IT members are added to that, or are given access to that shared mailbox. However, shared mailbox cannot stand on its own. So it has to be attached to a user mailbox, right? Shared mailbox does not need a license to exist or to work. Yeah, but a user mailbox must have a license, right? So that the shared mailbox can be attached. So it's kind of a symbiotic and a parasitic kind of relationships. Parasitic in the sense that it's feeding on the user mailbox. Symbiosis is that the user can also send emails on behalf of the shared mailbox. So when you have a shared mailbox, you can convert a user mailbox to a shared mailbox, and then you can convert a shared mailbox back to a user mailbox. However, for you to convert a user mailbox to a shared mailbox, that user mailbox must have a license. Yeah. So let's say we want to convert Caleb. Yeah. I come here to mail, and then I click on convert to shared mailbox. So this user must have a license for me to be able to convert it to a shared mailbox. However, converting from a shared mailbox back to a user mailbox, a shared mailbox does not need a license. So if I come to this AJ now, I can't do that because it does not have a mailbox. So I can't convert. And if I come to Exchange portal, AJ would not appear under mailboxes because it does not have a mailbox, right? So anything that appears under mailboxes here means that it has a mailbox. So you don't see AJ here, right? So let's go back to shared mailboxes and let's see, we should have AJ here, Caleb here. So Caleb now, right? I can go back and convert this user back to this shared mailbox back to a user mailbox. But I can't do that from here. Yeah, so I was talking about permission, delegate access, right? So for me to be able to send email on behalf of or as this shared mailbox, I need to have some delegate permissions, right? So that this is where you see them. However, I love doing them from the Exchange admin portal. Let's come here to groups, mailboxes, Caleb. So you can see Caleb is a shared mailbox. So how do you give delegate access? You click on it, you come to delegation, send as. So for send as, right? You are sending, if you're going to send email as this shared mailbox. Let's go back. Let's do something. Let's do something. Here's the email. Okay. Let me come to my, let me try to sign into this account. Let me show you that you won't be able to sign in. Okay, you might be able to sign in because this user still have a license. You should be able to sign because this user still have a license. So let me do this quickly. You should know that even shared mailboxes, right? They still appear here under active users. They will still appear under active users. So all shared mailboxes would still appear under active users. So we have Caleb support test 2. You would see them here as Caleb support test 2. You see them here, right? Because they are under the user recipient, user mailbox, and then the shared mailbox. Yeah, so I've removed the license, refresh. So let me come back here and see if I can sign in. So I need to go back here now. Does not have a license. Let's see. Let me give it a password. Okay. All right. I come back here and then I try to type the password in. Okay. I'm signed in. But can you see this? Because this user does not have a license, right? I can't do anything. I don't have access to what's the name? To any apps. No apps. Okay, cool. So this user can sign in. All right, so let's come back here. And then we are in Caleb to delegate. and then I say send as. So by the time I add this shared mailbox to my account as a shared mailbox, right? As a shared, add a shared folder or a mailbox, I add it here. It gets added here, but I can't access. I should get an error. You don't have permission. So until that delegate access is given to me, right? Let me give myself let me give myself full access. Yeah. So by full access, it means that I can send on behalf and I can send as. So send on behalf means that I'm sending this email to Suraj. Suraj is going to get this email, but Suraj is going to get the email that this email is sent by Joshua on behalf of the shared mailbox, right? But if I'm sending as, it means that Suraj is going to see this email, that this email is coming from the shared mailbox. Suraj will not know that this email is coming from Joshua as the shared mailbox, right? So that's the difference. But now I have full access. Yeah, I can still do this, but I'm not supposed to. So let's now that we have this, let's go back here. I should be able to. It might take a while. I should be able to access this now. Yeah. So let me remove it and then try to add it again. Okay, it's going to take a while to propagate. So while that is propagating, I would continue, then we'll come back to this quickly to check after this is completed. Yeah, I'll just keep refreshing. So I'll come back to this, trust me. So that's shared mailbox, right, for you, and that's how it works. So for roles, right, these are roles that are assigned to users. Remember when we were creating users, we granted them roles. We granted them some admin roles, some without any role, right? So whatever role you want to give to a user, you can do that from here. Even you can see global admin, exchange administrator. So if I give this user exchange administrator, it means that this user can only perform exchange online activities, configurations. You can create, you can manage groups, you can share service requests, you have full access to exchange online, right? So you have help desks, you have different roles that you can assign. So if you have a large organization and say for your IT department, you have up to 200 personnel, right? So everybody has a job function, a job function, a job specification, right? So this person is purely exchange. You give that person exchange administrator to perform only exchange. So when it comes to other things like Intune, that person is not able to do that. Someone else or a group of people are the Intune administrators. Kizala and the likes, you have other things, Edge administrator, you have a lot of roles here that you can assign, right? To users. You can assign to admins. You can see exchange rules separately. Let's see. So this is showing all the rules in both Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Entra. So for Exchange, these are the rules you need for Exchange to perform some Exchange functions, right? So for Intune, for billing, you need the billing account contributor, billing account owner, and billing reader. So let's do something. Let me come here. I want to simulate this. Let's click on Exchange. I select Exchange and I click on Run As. So it opens up a new page, right? So it's showing me that when I sign in as an Exchange administrator, this is all I can see, right? Exchange. I can't see all other ones. If I decide to come and do users, because Exchange, yeah, you need to deal with users. You should be able to do things that relate to users. So let's come to billing. You don't see anything on that billing, you only see licenses. And then you can't perform anything on that billing. Support, you can submit support requests. Settings, you can see the domains, but you can't add. You can only see. For org settings, you can only see things regarding mail, and then it redirects you to other pages, right? So as an Exchange administrator, these are the things you can see. So if I come back here and say, let's simulate for Intune, right? And then if I log in, this is all I can see as Intune. If I come to billing, I can't see anything like billing. Settings, I can see less than what Exchange can see. Groups, I can only see active groups. Users, I can only see users. Can I do anything on this user? No, I can't do anything. I can only block signing. I can't reset password. I can't do anything. I can't set MFA. I can't do anything. Right? So these are basically what roles entails. And then administrative unit, basically you kind of subdivide, like I explained earlier, you kind of subdivide your organization into units: IT, HR, support, logistics, and then you kind of um, have users under that unit, right? Let's say we have IT, and then we click on next. You can add up to 20 users and even groups. So you add your users, you can come here, or you can create a group and add all of them to a group and then add them here, or you can upload up to 200 users. Remember how we did that from the previous session using CSV, download a sample file, and then you can work with that. Yeah, so let's cancel. So basically this is what administrative unit is. So for resources, we have room and equipment resources. So last time I spoke about recipient. Recipient is any object that is mail enabled, right? Any mail-enabled object that can receive, as the name implies, recipient can receive emails. What are those objects? Objects can be printers, can be staff, can be users, can be shared mobiles, can be anything, right? So another type of recipient, like I said, we have users, we have rooms, we have collaboration, and then no, not room, we have resources. So under resources, that's where we have the room mailboxes and the equipment mailboxes. So here they are. This is another type of recipient. Yeah. So in organizations where large organizations where you have different meeting rooms, and then we have different departments. But these meeting rooms, let's say we have 10 departments, but we have 4 meeting rooms, right? So this is a resource that needs to be shared equally and accordingly with every department. So what you need to do is to create a room based on the rooms. We have 4, right? So we create a resource. We say we want a room. We want room 1. Maybe that's how they are named, room 1. And then the capacity it can take is 20. Location, let's say UK. No, it's in Nigeria. And then I select save. Yeah, I select save. It's coming up. So while we are waiting for this to come up, let's go back here. Let's see if this has propagated. Yeah, Caleb. So now, yeah, it's propagated, right? Am I still audible? Please thumbs up if you can hear me and see my screen. Thank you, Chris. I was about to say Chris. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I need to mention this person too. Yeah, Nkosana. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so this has propagated, and now because I have full access, right? I can see this. So let me do I still have that email? Caleb. Yeah, I do. Caleb. So test shared. Digressing again. Apologies. Testing 2. I sent. So this should come to this mailbox. right? You should come here, you should see it here. Yeah, can you see it? Testing 2. However, like I said, I can send on behalf of this mailbox. So I come here. So there's something I need to do. There's something I need to do. So coming here, I need to insert no options here. Yeah, send from. I need to select the send from. Okay, yeah, so it's showing now, send from. So when I click send from, right? And let's say, do you have any other one open here? So who is this? Adele, right? Cool, that's nice. So I have this here. I want to send from the shared mailbox. So I can paste Caleb. I want to send from Caleb to Adele. And then testing 3. Testing 3. Because I have access to this shared mailbox, that's why, right? I have full access. So I click on send. So couldn't be sent. I have an error here. So what happened? You don't have permission to send message from this mailbox. Okay. I'll have to come back to that. Let me do something quickly. I think I forgot something here. Caleb. I'm sending as this person, right? So I didn't give it send as. It's not supposed to work. Let's see. So full access is supposed to do that, but yeah, as you can see, they are separated here. So I still need to do that. Some things should work normally, but they don't work. So that's why we have the Microsoft support, right? That people that use Microsoft 365 usually call for support. They usually call for support. Let me refresh this page quickly. So let's go back to new email. I come back to options, select from other mailboxes. I place Caleb here. Adele. Testing 4. So let's see. Still, so it's going to take a while to propagate that, just the same way we encountered the other issue. So let's wait, we'll come back. So for rooms, we have created a room. So let's create another one. Room 2. Room 2. Room 2. This is 100. Room 2. Yeah. 100 capacity, location. Vegas. No, let's see. Okay. So click on save. So what this means is that we have just 2 rooms. These rooms would have to be booked for a specific period of time by a department, right? So let's say HR books room 1 from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., right? At that time, nobody's able to use that. Nobody's able to book that room. Nobody is able to book that room, right? I can decide to I can edit Exchange settings. So it's going to take me to Exchange admin portal. Come to resources. I come to room 1. Let me see. I can the booking options. I can set delegates. I can say you have to book window. You have to book 180 days. So I can automatically decline meeting invite that are outside of this limit. So let me change it to, let's say, 2 days. Let me put 1 day, right? Allow repeated meetings, schedule only during work hours. It's only available during work hours. Yeah, save. Let's see. Delegation, I can give people access to this room. Yeah, so that's fine. What is this room mailbox address? Okay, this. All right. So and then I come back here. Let's try again for this. I don't have permission. So I want that to be opened. So let me duplicate this. Right. So I want to create, I want to book this room, right? I want to book this room. Just hold on, I'm looking for something. Okay, so let me click on this test room, and then I want to invite the room. Yeah, I want to invite the room. Let me see more options. So I can search for the room location. Let me put the room here. Let's see. It's going to show me the location. Use this location. Let me see. I think room 1 is Nigeria, right? Let me see. We're going to show Nigeria. Nope. So it's giving me addresses in Nigeria. So yeah, let me just paste the room. Let me just paste the room address here, and then more options. I need to close this. Yeah, I want it to be an online meeting. No, I don't want that. And then before, yeah, let me see. Nigeria. Okay, so let me just use this, right? And I click on send. So an event has been created and has been sent to this room. Can you see? I get an automatic, oh, where is it? It should be here, right? Oh, it appeared. So I'm supposed to get an automatic, yeah. The room automatically accepted the invite. Because of the settings I had here. Where is it? The settings I had here. Yeah. Because of the settings I have here, basically. So that's why it's, yeah, accept or decline booking request automatically. Yeah. So it can only decline if this is outside the limit. If it's within the limit, it accepts. So as you can see, that's how to basically use the room. And then for equipment, it's the same for equipment, right? Equipment are resources like your printer. So you're in a large organization where a printer is on a particular floor, so you have to send your printing. So like that, and then say printer 1. Yeah, and then capacity, let's say who can use this equipment at the same time is 2, right? Just 2. So it's only 2 people that can use this printer at the same time. If you decide to want to use 2 people want to use this printer mod at the same time, it won't work. Basically, it won't work. Yeah, it won't work. So you can see the type here is equipment. So I can't test for that now. So it's giving me a prompt. So let's test this. Let's see. Sorry, I need to copy. I need to copy this email again. So let me just know that I've closed this out. We don't have to come back here again. We're almost done. Apologies. Caleb, we're almost done. Let me just show you this so you know it works. Yeah. Let's do this again. Test T3. T3. Okay, recipient. I think add the recipient. I do. So let's see. Still has not replicated. Okay. Still has not replicated. Let me see. So these are the types of issues you get when you're working for with one of the Microsoft vendors. Yeah. So yeah. So we'll come back to that. Okay. All right, so the next one is sites. So basically what this shows you is it shows you all your SharePoint sites, right? And shows you if external sharing is turned on. So you can navigate to your SharePoint site from here. As you can see, this is the root site. As you can see, it's the root because every other one is built on it. You can see this site, or this is nice. Site. I was actually working on an issue, so I needed to get the root site. Okay, so site or company. I showed you this all company page, right? So you can see even the one we created here. I can just click on it, and then I can decide to have external users. I can click on go to the URL, and it takes me directly to the SharePoint site. Yeah. So for billing, right? This is where you deal with your subscriptions, your money, everything. So when you're when you're doing this, right, you need to be very, very careful. Even Microsoft will tell you when you're working with your engineers, do not share your credit card details with anyone. You need to be very, very careful because of the world where we are in. Scammers are on the rise. So you need to be very, very, very careful with all this. So purchase services, right? The first thing you see on that billing is purchase services. This is where you can purchase additional services that are available to you, additional subscriptions that are available to you. Anyone that is not available to you, Microsoft will advise you to get it from a partner, right? A partner of Microsoft that sells those subscriptions. So you can decide to select all to show you all the subscriptions that are available to all these services here or categories here. But for Microsoft 365, let's see, universal printer, no, let's uncheck this. 365, or I can search, let's search for business premium, or let's just search for premium. It should show me. Yeah, so it brings me to this place, shows me everything that's available for premium. So I need to add business premium. Let's see. Still does not show me that. So I think I'm doing something wrong. Right, so let me select all this. So it should show me Microsoft 365. Depending on what I want, actually, I can see E3 developer here. So I think it's not showing me the business premium because this is a developer account, I guess, but it's not supposed to be. So let me search again. But this is how you basically search for subscriptions. And if you don't see this, you need to you need to contact a partner to get this. Yeah, so it's not going to show me that at all. It's not going to show me that, but it's showing me other subscriptions. So let's assume that you want the developer E3 license, then you can click on details to see details, and then you can select how many quantity you want, and then you can pay for a year or you pay per month, right? You click on buy. But if I reduce it to 1, I think I should be able to see try. So this subscription does not have a trial um, package, so you can't try it out. So you would have to buy it, right? And then you see all the apps that are available to this subscription. Some of these apps might not be available anymore. I remember someone asked for this Microsoft Connections. It's no longer available. Microsoft still has it here. Yeah, so you just click on buy, and then this should redirect you back to a page where you need to include your card. So if you have a payment instrument, we call it payment instrument, or a card already assigned to your organization, to your tenant, it wouldn't bring you here. It also brings you here actually just to confirm the details. And then if the card is here, the card number is here, you would see all those, and then you click on save and you proceed, right? It shows you the sold to address, which is your organization, and then the primary contact, right? So this is the address Microsoft is selling this subscription to. So let me go back. Yeah. So for your product shows you the product you have available, the ones you bought, the subscriptions you bought, you have, right? It shows you here. So if I purchased the other one we just looked at, right? It will also show you, to show you everything, and then the benefit. It also show you the benefit also, right? And then licenses, this for each subscription, right? It shows you the number of licenses that are available. So for here, for this one, we have 25, and I've used 22. I have 3 extra left, right? So this is what this just shows you, and then request can be made for license, and then if you are auto claiming whatsoever policy, you can also turn that on, right? Then for bills and payments, so this is where any subscription you bought and then you pay for, this is where the invoices are shown, and then you can filter this and say for the past 6 months it should show you, and then you can put specific date, because after a while it clears off, and then some people call in and say I can't see my invoices. So you can filter from here. You can filter from here, select the date. You can only go back to July and likes, right? So for a payment method, this is where you add a payment method or a payment instrument. Like the one we saw earlier, this is where you add your card, right? You add your card information here, and then you might get an issue where the address is not correct. So you would need to ensure that the card you are adding is from the country Ireland, right? Is a card that's issued from Ireland or issued in Ireland. You add the correct address. You can also go on Google Map or Bing Map to get the address, the correct address, and paste your name on the card. You fill out all this information, and then a profile, a billing profile, right? This When you add this card, then it's added to the billing profile, so that when next you are trying to buy a subscription, it's this profile. And if you have more than one card, then you select the profile you want to build. You want the charge to be built to, right? So billing account is um your subscription, sorry, your organization. So this is your organization name, the location, and then the account type. So there is the billing account type, which is the Microsoft Online Subscription Agreement. So there are some things that you might be doing going forward, that Microsoft would say you need to get a particular agreement and the likes. So you can come here to check your agreement. So Remember, we have bills and payments here, and then we have payment method. You have it standalone here. You can add it from here, and then notification. This means that if your subscription is getting expired, or you change, or your invoice is ready, you can change where to who these which of the admins should be receiving the billing notifications, right? This is where you can change them from, basically. Yeah, that's where you can do that from. So quickly, I have 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes. I was trying to do something earlier. I don't know. I was trying to do something earlier. Let me try one more time. If it doesn't work, it should be an assignment for you. Be an assignment for you, okay? So I have to go back here again. Sorry. No, I think it's easier for me here. Share new box. Copy it from here. Come here. Paste here. I select. Adele. No, I select. TR. It works this time. Wow. So it's been replicated, right? So I have Adele here. So can you see? So Joshua sent the email, but Adele received the email from Caleb, the shared mailbox, right? So, but it's showing that Joshua is sending the email on behalf of Caleb, right? So, and then you can also test assignments. You can also test this, the send as permission also. So, support. This is where you raise support requests. So if you got your subscription, so you can also get subscription from partners. So you might have to reach out to your partner to help you raise support requests to Microsoft. But however, this is where you get help from, let's say, add domain. How do I add a domain? It will give me some suggestions here. And then I don't want this. I just want to contact support. I create support either by phone or by email. I fill out the necessary details and then the settings, the time zone, and everything, and then I get contacted, right? So any support request I create shows up here. And then this is where when the support request is open, this is where you see it. And then for you to close it out or to rate the engineer, you also come here, right? So customer log box, this is another feature that was added. And then you have hardware support. These are all logbox requests. This is for hardware. If you need hardware support, you can fill out this information to request a support. And that's if you are using any of the Microsoft Surface or subscription, hardware, the Surface Pro and the likes. Then for settings, quickly, this is where you see the health, right? Microsoft always publish issues that are ongoing. So health, you see OneDrive is healthy, but Exchange has 3 issues. Advisory, right? You see all the issues. Users can't override Microsoft Purview data loss. User may be intermittently unable to create new Microsoft. So these are issues that are currently ongoing. So it's good you always check the dashboard to see issues that are ongoing that Microsoft is trying to resolve or Microsoft is working on. And you can see service health. You can see you can see further the issues. You can see the issues, and then you can also see when this issue was last updated, when the issue started, and then you can see information that is being posted every day. If the issue has been resolved, you can follow through. The message center, this is also where you get information about your tenant, about services, about products, right? You see updates, Microsoft Purview, you see new shared display mode for BYOD meeting rooms and the likes. You see all this here. So this is a center where all messages are displayed, not just recent messages. You can see up to when the tenant was created or up to 2022. Yeah. Then you can see product feedback. You can give feedback on the product, either exchange online and the like. So network connectivity, you can carry out a connectivity test, right? And then you see all those, you can add a location and then carry out a network connectivity test. Then software updates, if there are any updates, you'll see everything here. Get secure with Microsoft. You need to see, you'll see everything even for Windows. Remember, we also have Windows 365, which means that you don't need to carry your laptops around. Yeah, you just have access to internet and then you log into your Windows anywhere on the go. Sure. So report, this is where you see usage reports, how you've been using specific services. For emails, you have active users, you have OneDrive, for file storage, SharePoint, Office activation, you see all the reports here. You have a full report here. So let's see report for Exchange. So activity, you see here is a legend sent. So received, so we have more of received, right? For sent, we have nothing. And then we can see the usernames that have been receiving or sending, basically receiving these emails. So this is kind of encoded. You can also carry out the settings to change this to show the persons the emails that have been receiving, the accounts that have been receiving emails, right? You can do that settings. How often, you can also see how the email app, that's Outlook, is being used, and then the mailbox usage, how it's being used, which one is active, which one is not active, and the like. So display name, display name. Let's see. So let's refresh. Yeah, last activity. Okay, you see everything here. And you can see for other technologies too, like Microsoft Teams. Yeah, you can see the team usage, the device usage, and the likes, basically. So that's that on reporting. Then adoption score, right? That's what we call um, secure score. So these are recommendations that Microsoft kind of give to its users to say, oh, for this service, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. So for mobility, I have 2/10. It will recommend me on what to do. And then for other ones, I have 88/400 score components. So this is basically providing insight into your organization and how you have been using your Microsoft 365, the technologies, the services that you are using, basically, and then how you can improve the score to guard against unauthorized access. So these are the recommendations. I encourage people to create files, and then basically this is just giving you insight on how you are using your services, your product, and then recommending what actions need to be taken. So it's kind of similar to Secure Score. Secure Score is for security, which you'll see in the Security and Compliance Center. Yeah. So setup. I'm coming back to setup because I want settings is the large one. So setup, this is where you set up other things like migration. You set up your frontline workers, you set up your Microsoft Viva, you set up your advanced deployment guide, you set up a lot of things here. So, but majorly what you do here is when you want to carry out a migration, you just click on migration. You want to carry out a tenant migration. I did a video on that. Microsoft now allows you to migrate data mailboxes from one Microsoft 365 tenant to another. Yeah. However, that is even if you have Microsoft 365 Business Premium, you can't actually use that. You can't do that. You would have to reach out to a partner to get the license to do all that. That's for the tenant to tenant migration. However, if you want to migrate from, let's say, Gmail, you can do that. You select what you want to do basically. So you want to do for Gmail, you click on Gmail, and then you add a migration badge, right? You got add a migration badge, but you know that for you to do this, you have to prepare your data, your mailboxes from the Gmail part, go into the console, use the same password. So there are steps on how to do that, but this is where you kind of carry out the migration from Gmail to Microsoft 365. So you need to create a Gmail workspace. So these are the steps: create account in this project, create a service key. So these are all the things you need to do. But however, if you want to do that manually, you need to follow these steps also, right? So you need to select the migration endpoint. So you definitely need to create one, right? However, if you don't have, you can create one, yeah? And then you click on next, migration endpoint, you give it a name, EST, maximum migration that can be done concurrently, 20 or 10. You click on next, and then you put the email address. You follow through the process, right? And then you are good to go. So the next is domain settings. This is where you add your custom domain. As you can see, this comes automatically when you're creating a Microsoft 365 portal tenant account. So Microsoft adds what we call the .onmicrosoft.com domain, right? So you can add your custom domain here, and then you can then when you add that, you would need to, let's say, joshi.com. It does not exist, so I'm just adding it. I'll take it out, and then let me quickly explain this to you. So the TXT, you're adding a TXT record because it allows you, it verifies that you are the owner of the domain. So all you need to do is, it's going to ask you, it's going to give you some TXT records to go back to your domain registrar page and then add that record. And then there is a seamless sync, and then your domain is verified. So without that, Microsoft will not recognize that you own the domain. So you have to do that. So for the MX, MX is the records that you need to put, whether you are routing your emails through Microsoft or through a different email provider. So MX means mailbox exchanger. So how you exchange, are you routing through Microsoft or through a different email provider? So add a TXT file to the domain just to verify that you are the owner. So a TXT to the domain records to verify. So we also have different records. We have TXT records for, like, for example, we have 3 email authentication methods: the SPF, which if you add the SPF, it shows that you have authorized that domain or that IP to send email on your behalf of your organization, right? So the domain name resolves to IP, reverse DNS and the likes, right? So for the DKIM kind of digitally signs your email, right, and encrypts, put and like a digital signature. So when the recipient gets it, he uses a key that is kind of this are done automatically to decrypt the email and say, okay, this email is a legitimate email and it's coming from a legitimate domain. Then we have DMARC. That's where we have the 4321, 4322, the mail from, and that's the email is coming from this person, and then the mail from, and I've forgotten the other one, but that's where you also set the path through which, if you send an email to an organization and then there is a bounce back, there is an NDR, a non-delivery report that says maybe your email does not meet some policies in the organization, right? Yes, so you get a report. So all these are done through the DMARC. If you want to also quarantine emails, all these are done through the DMARC. So the DKIM is a CNAME record, Yeah, it's a CNAME record. SPF is a TXT record, and then DMARC is a record. Yeah, I guess so. So this is the method of you adding a domain, and then you click on continue. You need to import, download this whatsoever it is, and then you need to import, follow through the steps, open a new browser, and then follow through the steps to verify. If I select this, it should give me different stuff. So this is the keys I need to, the name, the value, and the TTL, right? I need to go and put in my domain registrar page. And when that is done, some sync automatically in 1 minute, some it takes 24 hours, and then you verify, right? But because I've not done that, it can't verify this domain that I'm the owner. So we didn't detect any of these records, right? That is synced to this. So this is how you add a domain. So for the search and intelligence, earlier in one of the sessions, I told you about how Microsoft 365 has AI incorporated into it, even in to Outlook. So for Outlook, you would see that you have focus here and other. So basically, Outlook learns how you read your emails, and then the major ones, the ones you read regularly, it's kind of put them in the focus. That these are the ones that it has learned that you always read. So the other ones that you might think are not important, you can put it here. It doesn't take it to the junk. So you can also change the settings to to uh, okay, you're supposed to be able to change settings from here. You have to go through general, yeah, appearance. I think so. Yeah, you can actually change the settings. So, but I'll have to show you in the next session. This is not what we're doing now. Apologies. So, yeah, you can do that. It's not in my head at the moment. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, so the next one is so yeah, search and intelligence. You can see the overview, like what we saw earlier in adoption score. So it gives you it gives you insight and a lot of things. Basically, it gives you insight, user analytics, query analytics, connection analytics, answers, data sources, customizations, configurations. You can even, I think you can add data sources here too. You can do a lot of things, new app service and the likes. Then for org settings, this is where you do a lot of other things. Yeah, adoption score is also here. Calendar, you can carry out some calendars change here. Let's see. It's kind of taking a while. I'm rounding up next 5 minutes. I have another session at 1, so this is taking a while. It's taking a while. So let me click on something else. Let's say Microsoft 365 group. Yeah, so let group owners add people outside the organization. You can carry out settings here. You can a lot of settings for the services that are available. So you also have Copilot, which is what is invoked now. Copilot, we have Sales Copilot, we have a lot of Copilot. Yeah, Sales Copilot, this is it. So you can allow Sales Copilot data to be associated with your user profile. You can do that. And the likes, you can also come here for your multi-factor authentication. So this is where modern authentication, right? And the multi-factor authentication. So modern is using 2FA, the new modern authentication. You can turn it off, right? You can turn it on. But basic has been disabled, so you don't use basic anymore. So automatically modern authentication is turned on. So this provides a variety of ways to increase security. So this allows you to be able to use your MFA, conditional access, and other things also. So and then MFA here This is where you can also configure MFA. It redirects you to where another page where you need to do the configuration. It takes you to yeah. I showed this the last time. This is the legacy portal where you can configure, you can enable and disable multi-factor authentication for individual users. Then you can allow IP. You can say these are the trusted IPs. If you are connected, if a user is connecting outside of these IPs, the user should not be able to use the will not be able to access the account basically. And then you can select if you want mobile app, you want hard token, or you want to use text or phone, or text call is not available, like that, right? You can do all those settings. And then for security and privacy is where you set out idle sessions, timeout. You can set this period after a while, 1 hour, sign everybody out. You can customize logbox, what we saw the other time on the request. Yeah, you can set requirements here. You can also choose password expiration and say set password never to expire. But if you want password, it's good you set a particular day. After every month, your user should change their password. It helps guard against unauthorized access. And then you can privacy profile, and then you can add your pronouns, he or she, him, all those. You can enable all those here. And then you can also enable the self-service request password reset, so that when your users forget their password, they can reset their password by themselves. And then for sharing, this is where you allow users to add new guests. If I turn this off, remember we added guest user earlier, you won't be able to add guest user. And then organization profile, this is where you can change the theme. You can see where your data is located, right? My exchange data is located in the European Union or European Union, but for Viva, it's not enabled, right? Some you would see European Union, some Australia, some South Africa, and the likes. So this is where my data for all these services are located. And then I can change my organization name and say I don't want MSFT1, I want AJ and Sons Limited. Yeah, and then I can click on save. It's going to take a while to also propagate the changes. It has changed here, but it's going to take a while to propagate. I'm going to show you that. Yeah, let me come back here then. Let me come back to home. Let me come back here. Let me come back here. So AJ and Sons, it has even propagated immediately. AJ and Sons, yeah, as you can see here, right? So you can change your organization name. You can also do that from the portal, from the Azure portal. Yeah, I was somewhere before. Okay, I was here. So you can send email notification from your domains. Use a custom send from address, no reply. You can set all this here, right? Depending on what you want. Then support integration, if you can internalize, integrate your internal solution or tools to other external tools and the likes. Yeah, you can also set all those, the application ID. This would be done from Azure. You have to do the application IDs from Azure, right? So for integrated apps, you can build your apps, right? You can have your custom apps built on Microsoft 365, and then you can add them here, upload your custom app and the likes. You can build your apps on Teams, you can upload them here. Then you have other apps that have been uploaded by other people, right? Then for partnership relationship, you can decide that you don't want to do you don't want to get your licenses directly from Microsoft anymore. You want to get them from partner. Then you can have a partner relationship. Talk to the partner, they will request, and you see partners are listed here if you have more than one partner. And then Microsoft Edge, Microsoft has moved away from Internet Explorer to Edge. Edge now is now robust. It has the Bing chat, the OpenAI has been incorporated into it for you to use. Right? Let me see if I can show you that. Let's see how to add domain. I don't know if that's incorporated here. Okay, yeah, see it at the top here, right? See at the top here. So I can click on this, it takes me there. Or while I'm here, if I'm using a mouse, an external mouse, I can just roll the roller up and then it takes me to the chart. And then I can ask any question. It's powered by, as you can see, AI powered Copilot for web. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening to me. I'm checking to see that I've covered everything. I don't have anything else to cover for today. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure listening to me. I know I bored you guys with a lot of talk, but apologies for that. Thank you, everybody. Over to you, Suraj. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua, for the session. I think we went over a lot of things, and I hope you were able to follow through with the session. And I will be sharing the certificate of
Thank you.
participation link in the chat box, and you guys can fill out and receive it. And thank you everyone for joining with us. And big thank you for Joshua to taking his time and sharing all this knowledge with us in this session. And happy to have you in the this session and looking forward to have you in the another session as well. And thank you everyone for joining with us and taking your time to learn something new with us. Hope to be seeing you in the community. We will have another sessions coming up in the month and in January or in coming December. Okay, that's all for the session. I don't see any questions. That is later. The certificate link is already shared. Please do fill it out. Okay, that's it for the day. And again, thank you for Joshua for taking his time. It's He's been doing us the session for a long time, and it takes a long time, and he does make sure that the session is really well done. Even if it takes a little bit more time, he does do a good job on the topic to make sure that there is something given to those who came to the session. I really appreciated Joshua for that, and
Thank you.
yeah, and thank you everyone for joining. That's it for the day, and we'll see you in the next session.
Okay, so thank you very much. Subscribe to the community channel